Hello there. Can I help you?
Yeah, hi. I'm thinking of changing phone companies.
All right. Well, you've come to the right place. Who are you with at the moment?
Blue. But I'm looking to see if there are any better deals around.
I'm sure we can find you something. What phone do you have at the moment?
This one. But they've offered to upgrade it to the S620.
Okay, that's a nice phone. And what are the monthly payments on that?
£30 a month.
Okay, well, I think we could offer you something better. For example, this one, the N570.
Okay, what's the difference? They look pretty similar to me.
Well, with this one, the N570, you get a much better user experience. It's a bit easier to navigate and, as you can see, the screen folds out, so it's about twice the size of your current phones.
Wow, that is nice.
I know! It's impressive, isn't it? It's got a great battery life as well. It uses a lithium-ion battery, while the other phone uses a polymer battery, which isn't as good. It usually needs recharging after 10 hours, whereas the lithium-ion one lasts up to 12 hours longer.
Oh, okay.
And then the camera is much more powerful. So this one is 32 megapixels and has an excellent digital zoom, whereas the one on the S620 is just 15.
Right. And how many pictures can the N570 store?
It holds up to 6,000. That's 3 times the capacity of the S620, though obviously it depends on what else you're storing on there. And, of course, you can always just store all your images in the cloud if you'd prefer.
Okay. And what about sound quality?
Well, the N570 has a fairly large speaker built in on the back here, see? It's about twice as big as the speaker you currently have, so no worries there.
Okay. Well, I must admit, it is a nice phone. I'm tempted. What about calls and text messages? How many can you offer me?
Well, for £45 a month, we could give you 700 free minutes and 400 texts.
400? That's quite a lot less than Blue are offering me.
Well, I'm not sure we can give much more for that phone. What do you get with them?
800 free minutes and 600 texts.
Okay. Well, we could probably match that and still give you the better phone.
I don't like souvenirs like magnets or key rings. They're a waste of money. Better to have something you can consume. My neighbour's Italian, and he gave us this delicious fruitcake. Apparently, it's very typical. Oh, what do you call it? Comes in a box. Oh, panettone. That's it. Anyway, yeah, I also went to Malta recently, and we bought a bottle of drink made from prickly pears. Lovely. We finished the drink in about 2 days, but I kept the bottle as it was actually perfect for keeping oil in.
My wife's an English teacher, and she gets all kinds of presents from her students. And I know I'm going to sound ungrateful, but I don't want them. One student gave her a present for me. It was a horrible bright silk tie with a picture of the Great Wall of China printed on it. Another time, we had this plastic model of the Eiffel Tower with a light in it. I mean, I'm a designer. Why do I need these things? My wife refuses to throw them away, though, so we keep them in a box under the stairs, and I agree to display one item each month in the kitchen.
One of my friends spent last summer travelling round Europe by train, and she brought me back an apron from Lithuania, I think it was, to wear while I'm cooking. It's the best souvenir I've ever had. It's made from this beautiful hand-woven material, and it has a lovely stripy pattern which she said is typical from there. She's clever because she knows I love cooking, and she's also seen the mess I make when I cook. Maybe I'll look less scruffy now.
I visited Greece last year and we went to Athens. As a souvenir, my daughter bought a glass paperweight with an image of the Parthenon inside. She was really happy with it. Then on the way home, the airline lost our luggage. The paperweight was in her bag, so she was upset. But then they found the bags, and when they arrived, the paperweight was there, and it was fine. Big relief. But then she was putting it on her shelf, and she dropped it. Oh dear, she was so upset. She cried for ages.
Yes, darling. You like the jacket?
Yeah, it's nice. How much is it?
250.
250? That's very expensive.
Not really. It's top quality. Feel it. That's genuine leather. It'll last forever, that will.
Sure, it's nice, but 250?
How much do you want to pay?
Well, I was thinking 50.
50? Come on.
Okay, 100?
100? You're insulting me. I won't make any money like that. Listen, I'll give it to you for 200.
Come on, I've seen similar ones that are cheaper. 150.
Similar, but not as good. Go on then, go and buy it. You're wasting my time. Okay, I tell you what, I'll do it for 190.
160. I don't have much money left.
180, final offer. Take it or leave it. I can't go lower than that. Look, it's perfect on you. You look gorgeous.
It is nice. Okay, 180.
Love, you drive a hard bargain. My wife will kill me if she finds out how much I gave that away for. That's her summer holiday she's losing on that deal. You want anything else? Hand-printed T-shirts? Unique they are. Look.
Wow, it's busy today.
I know. It's crazy. I was supposed to take a break an hour ago.
Yeah. I'm going back after I've had this coffee.
Okay. Are you going to the thing for Holly's birthday later?
No, I can't. I have a class.
Oh, yeah? What are you studying?
It's a counselling course for speech therapists.
Oh, right. What does that involve?
Well, you learn basic counselling skills, you know, how to listen and guide people through problems, but it's focused on the kinds of psychological problems people have when they have a difficulty with speaking.
And how come you're doing that?
Well, I did speech therapy at college and, you know, that's still what I want to do.
Oh, right.
So, it'll be good for my CV.
Yeah, I'm sure. So, how's it going? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good. It's very practical. I mean, we have some lectures and seminars which are about theory, but most of the time we just practice with each other and a tutor observes us and gives feedback.
So, what about the tutors? What are they like?
Great. They're all very experienced and knowledgeable, but they present things in a very clear way. You know, they're like on our level. They're really good, actually.
It sounds it. And what are the other students like? Do you get on with them okay?
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly?
Well, there are one or two guys that aren't as supportive as everyone else. Like when we do the feedback after the practice sessions, they can be a bit more critical than the others, which is a bit annoying.
I can imagine. You want encouragement, not criticism.
Exactly.
So, how long does the course last? When do you finish?
I think there are 11 weeks left. It's a 6-month course, an evening a week.
Do you have any coursework on top of that? I mean, is it assessed?
Not exactly. You just get a certificate for completing the course.
And to get that?
You have to attend 80% of the classes and do an assignment, which is basically a kind of diary of our counselling sessions. Nothing too demanding.
Okay. So, you don't have to do much reading?
There's a bit connected to the seminars, and you could do more, but I don't have time on top of my workload here.
I bet. So, what are you going to do when it ends?
Well, I might actually do another course once I finish this one.
Wow, you're keen.
Maybe.
But as soon as I find a proper job, I'll probably stop doing any studying.
Sure.
I better get back.
Okay.
How's the class?
Awful. They just don't pay attention. If I try to explain something, they sit whispering to each other. It's so rude. And then there's one boy who always walks in 20 minutes late. He doesn't apologise, He just puts his mobile on the table, takes off his iPod and his Armani sunglasses, and then he sits there looking bored because he thinks he knows it all. He's got no pen, no paper, nothing. It's really annoying.
I think you need to set some rules. If they talk, send them to the head teacher or give them a detention.
Maybe. I don't want to be too strict.
But you have to be. If you're strict from the start, you'll gain their respect. Obviously, you need to be fair as well.
Are you okay? You look a bit fed up.
I've just got the results of my English test.
Oh dear. What did you get?
A 6. And I needed a 6.5 to do a master's.
Oh no. I'm sorry. But you worked so hard. I was sure you'd get at least a 7.
I know. I was so stupid. I misread one of the questions. That probably lowered my score.
Oh dear. So, what are you going to do now?
It depends. I'm going to ring the course leader and see if they'll accept me with a 6. If they don't accept me on the course, I'll either retake the test or I might look for another master's.
Right, there are a number of things I need to tell you about assessment. Firstly, 50% of your final marks are based on your essays during the course. Because of that, we're very strict on deadlines. If you miss a deadline that your tutor has set, you will be given a 0. No arguments. Secondly, yes?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but what if you have a family crisis or something?
Well, obviously we'll make an exception for certain cases if a close family member is affected. Also, we won't accept any excuses to do with illness unless you produce a doctor's certificate within 2 days of the deadline. Does that answer your question? Good. I should say, while we're on the subject, that if you have any problems which are affecting your coursework, you should contact the Student Counselling Service. Their number is 0...
So, how's Angela doing at a new school?
Oh, much better, thanks. I'm so glad we decided to move her to St. James's. The teachers seem a lot better prepared, and they push the kids. I think Angela was just a bit bored at her last school.
Well, she's a bright kid.
And that other school was quite rough. I was always hearing about fights in the playground, and lots of kids there skip classes on a fairly regular basis as well.
Well, St. James's has a very good reputation.
Yes, discipline is very good there, and I think they look so much smarter in a uniform.
They don't have an English menu, I'm afraid, class. Just a Spanish one.
That's okay. You'll just have to talk me through it.
No problem. Well, for starters, they've got papa rellena. That's balls of mashed potato stuffed with beef, raisins and olives, and then deep fried.
Okay. That sounds very filling for a starter.
It can be, yeah. Then there's anticuchos. That's a bit like a Peruvian kebab. It's sliced cow heart, very tender and juicy, grilled on a stick.
Right. To be honest, Aurora, I don't really like the idea of eating heart. I don't know why, I just don't.
That's okay, no problem. There are plenty of other dishes to choose from.
Sorry. Anyway, what's next? What's ceviche?
Ceviche, that's Peru's national dish. Have you never tried it?
No, never.
Oh, you really should. It's delicious. It's basically raw fish, marinated in lime juice or lemon juice, and served with the local kind of potato and corn. You get lots of different kinds of ceviche, using different fish and seafood.
Okay. Well, I'll go for that, the ceviche. What are you going to have?
The tallarín con mariscos is a kind of spaghetti served with shrimps and prawns and squid.
Sounds great. And what about the main courses?
Well, the bistec apanado, that's steak, sliced very thinly and then fried and served with rice.
Okay.
And then there are 2 rice dishes. Arroz con mariscos, which is rice with fresh seafood. It's a bit like a Spanish paella, but spicier. Then there's arroz con pato, which is rice with duck. The lomo saltado is a kind of steak dish.
Another one. I don't really eat steak very much, to be honest. I tend to find it quite bland.
Bland? Not this one. It's cooked with tomatoes and onions and spices and things. It's really good, honestly.
I'll take your word for it, but I don't really feel like steak tonight anyway.
Okay, well, finally, there's seco de cabrito. It's a kind of a stew with goat meat in, young goat meat, and they serve it with beans on the side.
That sounds very tasty. And quite unusual, too. I'll have that.
You know that restaurant in the main street?
What, the one that's always deserted?
That's it, yeah. Well, guess what?
What?
I walked past there this morning, and there were loads of police everywhere outside. Guys with guns, everything.
Seriously? How come?
I'm not sure, but I was wondering if it might be a front for something. You know, some gang using it to wash their dirty money. Maybe what they've made from selling drugs or something.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was. I don't think I've ever seen a single person eating there. How's your fish?
Oh, it's okay, but I guess it might be better if it didn't have so much sauce on it.
There is a lot of it.
Yeah, and it's really overpowering. I mean, the sauce is quite rich, so it really overpowers the taste of everything else.
Oh dear. Do you want to try some of mine?
Go on then. Here, try some of this as well. It's not that bad. That's gorgeous. That steak is so tender. You don't want to swap, do you?
No, thanks. I think I'll stick with my one. You can have another bite, though.
You won't believe what happened to me last night.
Go on. What?
Well, Jacques took me out to that new organic place up on the hill. You know the one I mean?
No. I guess I missed that.
Oh, it's called Green Revolution. It's been in the papers quite a bit. It's got very trendy decor and they only serve locally sourced organic food, so it's all super healthy.
Okay. It sounds very fancy.
It is. And it isn't cheap either. I mean, you wouldn't go there if you were paying yourself.
Right.
It is lovely, though. It looks out over the valley, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, but the crazy thing was, we arrived and sat down and asked for the menu, and literally that second, I saw this rat go running into the kitchen.
Ugh. Seriously? So, what did you do? Did you leave?
I wanted to, yeah. But Jack just joked and said it must be an organic rat, so it'd be fine.
Really? I'd be out the door in an instant if that happened to me.
When did we ask for the bill?
I don't know. At least half an hour ago.
I know they're busy, but this is ridiculous. I think we should just go.
What? Without paying? Are you mad?
Well, they don't seem to want our money, do they?
Don't be ridiculous. I mean, what would happen if they called the police?
They wouldn't do that. Anyway, the restaurant doesn't deserve the money. I mean, the food wasn't that great.
The asparagus was okay.
Yeah, but the portions weren't very generous, were they? That lamb was much too spicy, and then everything else was just a bit bland.
Yes, but you can't just leave without paying, can you?
No, I suppose not.
Did I tell you I went round to see Nick and Carol the other day?
No, you didn't. How are they? I haven't seen them for ages.
Oh, they're fine. They said to say hello to you. You know they've moved recently, don't you?
Oh, really? No, I didn't actually. The last time I heard from them, they were still in that place near the centre.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they've moved. I think it was last month. To be honest, they seem much happier now.
Oh, that's good. So what's their new place like? Is it nice?
Yeah, It is. It's okay. It's quite a lot bigger than their old place. The front room is huge. It's about twice the size of this room, and the whole place is pretty spacious.
That must be nice for them, now the kids are growing up.
I know. They said the old place was getting a bit cramped for them all. They wanted separate rooms for the kids. They didn't want them sharing forever. That's the main reason they moved out.
So what kind of place is it? I mean, is it a house or an apartment?
Oh, it's an apartment. It's on the 3rd floor of an old block. It's a little bit run down, and they'll need to do quite a bit of work on it, but they've actually bought it, so they can do what they want to it.
Lucky them. All those weekends spent painting and decorating to look forward to.
I know. I don't envy them. It has got real potential, though. It's got a great kitchen. It's a similar size to yours, maybe a bit bigger, and it's got these lovely old wooden floors throughout. And huge windows, so they get a lot of sunlight coming in, which is great. Then there's a little balcony where you can sit and eat in the summer, and a shared garden out the back where the kids can play and everything.
Oh, it sounds lovely. I must go round and see them sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd like that. The only problem is, though, it's not as central as their old place was. It's quite a lot further out, so it takes quite a long time to get there.
Oh, okay.
Are you Shola?
Yeah. Anastasia?
Yes, nice to meet you.
You too.
You found the right stop then.
Yeah. It was all very easy. Is the flat near here then?
Yes, it's just down this side street. I just thought it was easier to meet here.
No, sure. It's very convenient to get around then. I didn't realise it was quite so central.
Of course. I guess that's why it's more popular than it used to be.
Right. What's happening there then?
I don't know. Maybe just an accident.
Really? Because I saw a burnt car on my way here. Seems a bit rough.
No, it's true it was a bit dangerous before, but the authorities did a lot and there's much less crime now. I mean, of course, there can be trouble now, but it was so much worse in the past.
The graffiti's kind of cool.
It is cool. And of course, we have the park and the river.
Yeah?
You like running?
Not really.
Well, it's good for sunbathing then.
Bit chilly for that.
In the summer, though, you can go naked.
Okay.
So, here we are.
Nice building.
Much better now it's restored. It was falling down before my parents bought the place. It had, I think you call them, squatters. You see all the staircase? It's all been restored.
So your parents bought it? You mean the whole building?
Yeah, it was an investment a few years ago. Property prices have gone up a lot now.
Right.
So, we're on the top floor.
Wait, there's no lift?
No, it's not possible. Almost there. Okay, you're here.
I'm not as fit as I used to be. I guess you must be used to it, though.
Yeah, I'm much thinner than I was. I've lost 30 kilos.
Really?
No, I'm joking. But it keeps you fit, so come in. Here's the living room. We share.
Okay, nice. Oh, great view.
Yes, and this would be your room.
Okay. It's a bit smaller than I expected.
Really? I had another Englishman here who said it was cozy.
That's one word, but not much space if I wanted a friend to visit. Can I have visitors?
I'm afraid not. I want you to myself. I'm joking, of course. It is very small, I think, with visitors, but I can recommend some places nearby.
Okay. Well, the kitchen's nice and big. Is it okay if I cook here whenever I like?
Sure, as long as I'm not preparing something.
Right. That might be awkward.
But there's a microwave. You can do microwave meals.
Hey, nice speakers. You like music, yeah? Would you mind if I played my music in here?
Within reason. Obviously, you can't play rap.
Well, that's okay. I'm not really into...
I'm joking. Of course. I love rap.
Okay. Well, rap's okay. You know, I think I've seen enough.
I'll show you the toilet.
I have a couple of other places to see, so I'd better get going.
Okay, well, ring me when you've decided.
Sure.